Woohoo! Mystic GLoLady here, and yes, my precious Bella May is joining me, and I would like to invite you on March the 22nd of 2016 to an interview that I am going to be doing. It is going to be on the X Zone, and Rob McConnell is going to be the host, or shall I say is the host, but March 22nd from 9 until 10 p.m. on xzoneradiotv.com. You can hear me, and they will be asking me a few questions, and that way you'll get to know even more about me, and how weird I am and how weird you might be. So I hope to see you. It's going to be a really cool experience, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, nothing like a hair in your mouth. Hopefully I won't have any of those, or those frogs in my throat, or anything like that. So, well, you ready to check out what the astrological divination reading is going to be for March? Hang on, here it comes. Woohoo! Aries, this is your divinatory reading for March of 2016. And on the bottom of it, we have the Six of Pentacles, the material success. So, this is a general reading, which means that I am putting Aries into the first house. And if your ascendant is Aries, or your moon sign is Aries, this will also give you an idea of what's coming up. So, Aries, we have Uranus. Uranus is in your sign. Okay, Uranus is 18 degrees of Aries, and at the end of the month it will be 19 degrees of Aries. And you have the Prince of Swords in your first house. Okay, what are you communicating? What kind of new things are you talking about, thinking about? What are you inspired to do in March? In your second house, you have the Princess of Wands. Okay, you have the energy of Taurus in there in your second house of finances. What are you going to be working towards in March? In your third house of communications, short distance travel, you have Gemini, the energy in there, and you have the Nine of Cups, the material happiness. So good communications is coming up. Are you planning to take a short trip? In the fourth house, of your home, you have the Death card. Now, the Death card is an ending of new beginnings. Are you looking to move into a new house in March? Are you tired of living in that old one? And it's like, okay, there's new things that are coming up. So, in your fifth house, the fifth house, you have Leo energy in there, and you have the Ten of Pentacles. The Wealth card, the fifth house of fun, creativity, sex, children, and you have the Ten of Pentacles in there. Ooh, what is going to be fruitful and multiply for you in March? Now, in your sixth house of health, work, service, daily routine, you have Virgo energy in there. You know, Virgo is that I analyze. So what are you analyzing? Now, Jupiter's in there, and you have Jupiter retrograde at 19 degrees, and it will be going back to 15 degrees of Virgo. And you also have that full moon that is in there on the 28th, and that's going to be a partial lunar eclipse. So with your work, What are you letting go of? Okay, you have the Three of Wands, the established strength. Is it a new job that is coming? Is it a new health routine that is coming? What is it that you need to look at in your health or in your work? You're good at working, but are you getting your worth? Okay. In the seventh house, of relationships, you have the Four of Cups, the blended pleasure. Now, the seventh house, you have that Libra. Okay, Libra is the balance, your relationships. Are you getting that emotional balance that you need in your relationship? Now, in the eighth house of taxes, death, regeneration, rebirth. You have Scorpio in there. You know, Scorpio is that hidden. You know, what do you desire? Okay, you have Mars in there. Now, Mars is, let's see, Mars is at 8 degrees. Is that what I'm seeing? 28 degrees of Scorpio. And then on the 7th, it will go to 0 degrees of Sagittarius. At the end of the month, it will be at 7 degrees of Sagittarius. So starting it out in your 8th house and then going into your 9th house. What is changing? What is changing for you? What change are you working towards? Now, your 9th house is higher learning. It is long distance travel, spiritual quest. You have Saturn in there. Saturn's that teacher. Now it's at 15 degrees, but it's going to go retrograde on the 25th at 16 degrees of Sagittarius. Okay, so what are you learning? What do you need to learn? And yes, I did just drop a card. Hold on. Goodness. And I know why we dropped that card, because it was like, oh, get rid of it. Because you have the Five of Pentacles, the material trouble, okay, in the 8th house. So if you are counting on someone else's money, especially at the beginning of the month, don't count your chickens before they're hatched. Okay, now, as I said, Mars is going to be moving into your 9th house. Saturn is there, and you have the Judgment card, okay, the partnership. All right, you know, using other people's money. Is it working? Are you sharing? Are you losing money because you're sharing with someone else? Now, in your 10th house, in your career house, you have Capricorn in there. Excuse me. And Capricorn, Pluto's in Capricorn, so Pluto is always changing things. Now, Pluto's at 16 degrees of Capricorn. It's going to go to 17 degrees. So in your career, what is changing? What needs to be changed in your career? Okay, now in the 10th house, we have the Prince of Wands. Okay, what is it that you're working? What is it that you are working towards? What is it that you should be working towards in your career? Now, in the 11th house of hopes, wishes, friends, and associates, you have the energy of Aquarius in there. And you have Mercury. Mercury, that planet of communication. Mercury, the mind. Mercury is going to be, at the beginning, 22 degrees of Aquarius. On the 6th, it will be moving into Pisces, 0 degrees. On the 28th, it will be moving into Aries. And at the end of the month, it's going to be at 18 degrees of Aries. So it's going to be flying. Communications is going to be flying. All right. You also have Venus in there. Venus is at 15 degrees of Aquarius. Okay. And let's see, at the end of the month, let's see, let me make sure that I have it right. Yeah, Venus on the 13th, it will go to 0 degrees of Pisces. At the end of the month, it'll be 23 degrees. Now, did I say that right? Mercury's at 18 degrees of Aries, and then Venus is at 23 degrees of Pisces. So your 11th to your 12th house. Let's not get so ahead of ourselves. We have a tendency to do that, don't we? We like to go forward. What is it? What is it? Okay, the 11th house, friends. We have the loss in pleasure, the 6 of Cups. Okay? So when we're giving our money away, okay, be careful who we're giving it to. All right, that's going to be a biggie. Are we learning those lessons of, giving our money away? Now, wealth isn't monetary. So when we're talking about money, we're talking about energy. So what are you giving away? What are you giving away in comparison to what you are holding on to? Now, in the 12th house, remember, we have Pisces in there. We have a lot of stuff in Pisces, okay? We have Neptune. Neptune is at 9 degrees. It's going to be going to 10 degrees. We have the Sun. The Sun is there at 10 degrees of Pisces. Now, it will be going into Aries, a spring equinox on the 21st, and it will end the month at 10 degrees of Aries. And you have the Sun, okay? We're talking about the Sun in the 12th house, the 12th house, illusions. Are we seeing things correctly in that 12th house? The Sun, the new moon with that solar eclipse that's going to be there on the 9th. What is it shining a light? Is that light bulb of inspiration going out? What is it that you need to look at? Okay? Giving out too much. Don't give out too much. Don't count on other people's money. And don't be giving out too much to your friends. Are your friends because of what you have, because of what you give them? Or, you might wanna recheck it. Who are the friends in your life? Why are your friends in your life? Is it because of who you are, or what you have to give them? Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that are like that. They're only your friends for what you have to give. And I always say that the good thing about bad times is you find out who your good friends are. So if you have one good friend during a bad time, you're doing pretty darn good, because that usually weeds them out fast. All right, so looking at it and how things have been, get rid of what is not working, especially, the emotional drain. Are your friends creating an emotional drain, whether it's energy or finances? And what kind of new partnership do you see coming in? What kind of new partnership to work at? Okay. Now, whether that is a new partnership or whether it is building upon a partnership that you already have, that is the direction that you are going to be going in March of 2016. It looks very good. Remember always to say what you mean what you say, don't say it mean. But emotionally, it looks like you're going to be pretty darn happy. Look for that new place that you're going to be moving to. And even if it's just getting a new picture and putting it up on the wall and changing the whole dynamic of where you live. Look for new goodies coming in 2016. And remember, X Zone. Watch me March 22nd, 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, that's the website where you can find me. And if you have any questions, email me. Let me know what you want to know, what I'm not covering. Okay, do you have any other questions that you want to ask that you want me to reveal? Because, yeah, I'm going to be revealing some secrets.